Scott Raymond Adams is an American cartoonist, creator of the Dilbert comic strip and the author of several nonfiction works of satire, commentary, business, and general speculation. His Dilbert series came to national prominence through the downsizing period in 1990s America and was then distributed worldwide. A former worker in various roles at big businesses, he became a full-time cartoonist in 1995. Adams writes in a satirical, often sarcastic way about the social and mental landscape of white-collar workers in modern corporations and other large enterprises. Early life: Scott Adams was born in Windham, New York in 1957. He grew up a big fan of the Peanuts comics, and started drawing his own comics at the age of 6. He also became a fan of Mad magazine, and began spending long hours practicing his drawing talent, winning a competition at the age of 11. In 1968, he was rejected for an arts school and decided to focus on a career in law. Adams graduated valedictorian at Windham Ashland Jewett Central School in 1975, with a class size of 39. He remained in the area and received a Bachelor of Arts degree in economics from Hartwick College in 1979. In his senior year, a vehicle breakdown almost forced him to spend a night in the snow, causing him to vow never to see a snowflake again. He took a one-way trip to California a few months after his graduation. Career office worker Adams worked closely with telecommunications engineers at Crocker National Bank in San Francisco between 1979 and 1986. Upon joining the organization, he entered a management training program after being held at gunpoint twice in 4 months as a teller. Over the years his positions included management trainee, computer programmer, budget analyst, commercial lender, product manager, and supervisor. During presentations to upper management he often turned to his comic creations to add humor. He earned an MBA in economics and management from the University of California, Berkeley in 1986. Adams created Dilbert the character during this period. The name came from ex-boss Mike Goodwin. Dogbert, originally named Dildog, was loosely based on his family's deceased pet beagle, Lucy. Periodic attempts to win publication with Dilbert and non-Dilbert comic panels alike failed, including with The New Yorker and Playboy. However, an inspirational letter from a fan persuaded Adams to keep trying. He worked at Pacific Bell between 1986 and June 1995, and the personalities he encountered became the inspiration for many of his Dilbert characters. Adams first published Dilbert with United Media in 1989. While still employed at Pacific Bell. He had to draw his cartoons at 4 a.m. in order to work a full day at the company. His first paycheck for Dilbert was a monthly royalty check of $368.62. Gradually Dilbert became more popular, and was published by 100 newspapers in 1991 and 400 by 1994. Adams attributes his success to his idea of including his email address in the panels, thus facilitating feedback from readers. Full-time cartoonist as he became a full-time cartoonist, with Dilbert in 800 newspapers, Adams's success grew. In 1996 the Dilbert Principle was released, his first business book. In 1997, at the invitation of Logitech CEO Pierluigi Zappacosta, Adams, wearing a wig and false mustache, successfully impersonated a management consultant and tricked Logitech managers into adopting a mission statement that Adams described as so impossibly complicated that it has no real content whatsoever. That year he won the National Cartoonists Society's Reuben Award for Outstanding Cartoonist of the Year and Best Newspaper Comic Strip of 1997, the most prestigious awards in the field. In 1998 Dilbert began as a TV series, but was cancelled in 2000. By 2000 the comic was in 2,000 newspapers in 57 countries and 19 languages. An avid fan of the science fiction TV series Babylon 5, he appeared in the season 4 episode Moments of Transition as a character named Mr. Adams, who hires former head of security Michael Garibaldi to locate his megalomaniacal dog and cat. He also had a cameo in Review, a third-season episode of the TV series News Radio, in which the character Matthew Brock becomes an obsessed Dilbert fan. Adams is credited as Guy in line behind Dave and Joe in first scene. Later in the episode, the character Dave Nelson hires an actor to play Scott Adams in a trick to bring Matthew back to work at the station. Adams is the CEO of Scott Adams Foods, Incorporated, makers of the Dilbert and Protein Chef, and a co-owner of Stacy's Cafe Copyright in Pleasanton, California. Much of his interest in the food business comes from the fact that he is a vegetarian. On November 16, 2011, Adams announced his candidacy for President of the United States on his blog, running as an independent. Personal life: he is a member of the International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences. Adams is a former member of Mensa. In recent years, Adams has had two notable health problems. Since late 2004, he has suffered from a re-emergence of his focal dystonia, which has affected his ability to draw for lengthy periods on paper, though it causes no real problem now that he draws the comic on a graphics tablet. He also suffered from spasmodic dysphonia, a condition that causes the vocal cords to behave in an abnormal manner. He recovered from this condition temporarily, but in July 2008 underwent surgery to rewire the nerve connections to his vocal cord. The operation was successful, and Adams's voice is now completely functional. Adams is a vegetarian and trained as a hypnotist. He credits his own success to affirmations, including Dilbert's success and achieving a 94th percentile on a difficult qualification exam for business school, among other unlikely events. He states that the affirmations give him focus. He has described a method he has used that he says gave him success. He pictured in his mind what he wanted, and wrote it down 15 times a day on a piece of paper. Stephan Pastis, creator of Pearls Before Swine, credits Adams for launching his career as a cartoonist. Adams married Shelley Miles in 2006, she has two children named Savannah and Justin Miles, but in a February 2014 blog posting he revealed that he is no longer married. He currently resides in Pleasanton, California. Adams has often commented on political matters. In 2007 he suggested that Michael Bloomberg would make a good presidential candidate. Before the 2008 presidential election he said, on social issues, I lean libertarian, minus the crazy stuff, but said in December 2011 that if he were president he would do whatever Bill Clinton advised him to do because that would lead to policies that are a sensible middle ground. On October 17, 2012, he wrote, while I don't agree with Romney's positions on most topics, I'm endorsing him for president. Controversies. In March 2011, Adams posted a controversial, widely discussed blog post where he wrote, the reality is that women are treated differently by society for exactly the same reason that children and the mentally handicapped are treated differently. He did, however, follow that comment with the clarification, I realize I might take some heat for lumping women, children and the mentally handicapped in the same group. So I want to be perfectly clear. I'm not saying women are similar to either group. I'm saying that a man's best strategy for dealing with each group is disturbingly similar. In April 2011, he used a sock puppet account to comment extensively on a Metafilter thread, defending himself under an anonymous alias before identifying himself. Publications: always postpone meetings with time-wasting morons, Dilbert's Clues for the Clueless, Dilbert Newsletter, Build a Better Life by Stealing Office Supplies, The Dilbert Principle, Dilbert's Top Secret Management Handbook, 7 Years of Highly Defective People, The Dilbert Future, The Joy of Work, God's Debris, Dilbert and the Way of the Weasel, The Religion War, Stick to Drawing Comics, Monkey Brain. Cartoonist ignores helpful advice, How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big, Kind of the Story of My Life. Awards: Adams has received recognition for his work, including the National Cartoonist Society Robin Award and Newspaper Comic Strip Award for 1997 for his work on Dilbert. He had also been climbing the Suntop Media and European Foundation for Management Development rankings of the 50 most influential management thinkers, placing 31st in 2001, 27th in 2003, and 12th in 2005, but fell to 21st in 2007. He did not place in 2009. He received the NCTE George Orwell Award for Distinguished Contribution to Honesty and Clarity in Public Language for his participation in Mission Impertinent. Coined phrases. Adams has coined or popularized several words and phrases over the years, such as confusiopoly, the Dilbert principle, Dilbertian, Elbonian, individual, PHB, philosotainment. Coworker was a pre-existing word from Usenet that Adams popularized through his newsletter. Similarly, individual gained popularity through the newsletter, though it was coined by a reader. References. External links: Scott Adams's blog. News Radio episode review, featuring Scott Adams, works by or about Scott Adams in libraries, Reddit AMA of Scott Adams, answers to your questions, a 2007 Adams blog post addressing multiple questions and subjects about his daily life, Scott Adams' Secret of Success, Failure, essay at the Wall Street Journal, October 12, 2013.